Welcome in, guys, to our recap every single NFL team for the 2022 season. We're back now recapping the AFC North. We've done all the NFC North, now we're doing AFC North. This time we're doing the skid marks of the NFL, the Browns. And this offseason they did a lot of investment this offseason. Most importantly at the quarterback position, getting rid of Baker Mayfield, finally getting rid of him at the quarterback position, and bringing in Deshaun Watson, the guy they should have got back in 2016, 2017. Many years ago they should have done this. They finally got their guy in 2022. Deshaun Watson, he only got to play in week 14 because of the allegations were going on we all know what's going on with the allegations and stuff like that. So he was suspended by the NFL for 14 games, came back, surprise, against the Houston Texans, his old team, and they finished fourth in the AFC North, 7-10. They bring in Tucker Bryan from the Jags, a defensive tackle. They bring in Amari Cooper as well, and they give the Cowboys a couple of trades in that as well. So a couple of big things happen in the offseason. You go into this draft, they address the they go for cornerback Marvin Emerson. They go for Alex Wright, Cade York, who I think had a good year as a kicker. He went late in the draft. Perron Wilfred. They got David Bell, wide receiver from the wide receiver. They got Jerome Ford, Isaiah Thomas. And then, like I said, they missed out on the playoffs, but last in their division. And I'm looking at Kevin Stefanski, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, you've been there for nearly 4 years now. I think, in my opinion, if you don't get it right in this off season with the Browns and get the shit that you need, you're looking at Kevin Stefanski, and he could be the first guy getting fired. I was right about Cliff Kingsbury getting fired from the Cardinals. I'll talk about that in another video. But if again, Kevin Stefanski, you've done some. You've got yourself a quarterback in Deshaun Watson. You've got yourself Amari Cooper. You need to bring in some more in the draft, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But again, if you get this wrong again, Kevin Stefanski should be fired. In my opinion, he's going into his his fourth year as a head coach of the Cleveland Browns. What do they need in this draft? They need a defensive line, an edge. They need another wide receiver to help Amari Cooper, a safety, a linebacker, an inside linebacker, a running back. And then the draft picks is kind of hard for them because, again, they need a defensive line. And you look at the people who are in that position, like an edge, you would go for me, it would be good if they could get someone like a Will Anderson, but again, he's going to go first round. And they only have a second round pick and a third round pick. The second round pick, third round pick, and 2 fourth round picks. So they're going to have to go really smart in this draft and who they're going to get. They have a 6th round, 7th round pick. But again, you can look in the off season and see who's a free agent, especially on the defensive side of the ball and wide receiver. A guy that comes to mind for me, if you want to go for somebody for the here and now, how about Jacoby Myers? He's a free agent this season. Well, this offseason, Jacoby Myers is a free agent for New England. He was one of their best players last season. He'll be a good fit. I think he'll be a good fit in Cleveland for the Browns, and him and Amari Cooper could be good competition for the wide receiver position. Linebacker, an inside linebacker, you can look in the draft for that. The edge, again, a guy that I scouted. How about Isaiah Foskey? Now, Isaiah Foskey, I scouted him for the Raiders, but I think he could be a good addition to the Browns as well. Well, let's talk about the passing yards. The passing yards, they was 22nd in passing yards, rushing yards 6th, points for 18th, and points against 20th. Again, more running the ball instead of passing the ball, but again, another disappointing game for the Browns. They were 7-10, and last in the AFC North. And there gotta be some head roll. They gotta have some big changes going on this offseason and get this right for the Browns. You keep the Browns has to only if we get this will win a championship. Well, let's see what happens.